The benefits of eating fish weekly are advertised frequently and remain a staple of the Mediterranean diet. Benefits include intake of protein, healthy omega-3 fats such as DHA and EPA, more vitamin B12 and vitamin D than any other type of food, iron, and other minerals like selenium, zinc, and iodine. The dietary guidelines for Americans recommend adults consume 8 ounces of fish per week, preferably those higher in omega-3 because of the heart health benefits. However, navigating the plethora of fish options from which species to buy to purchasing wild-caught or farm-raised can be confusing. While there isn't a significant nutritional difference in wild versus farm-raised fish, also known as aquaculture, there are some other facts that are important to consider. 3 benefits of wild-caught fish include lower levels of PCBs compared with farm-raised fish, lower levels of disease and antibiotic use, and potentially less water contamination. PCBs are highly toxic man-made chemicals that can be found in the ground-up fish that are fed to farm-raised fish. Additionally, the practice of catching smaller fish to feed farm-raised fish is not sustainable. Since wild-caught fish are not kept in close proximity to one another, such as farm-raised fish kept in pens, disease is less prevalent and the use of antibiotics is therefore unnecessary. Finally, some aquaculture practices do not adequately dispose of fish waste, which can lead to water contamination in our lakes, ponds, and oceans. Aquaculture practices also have their advantages and are becoming more prevalent due to overfishing. Benefits include sustainable practices, no overfishing and bycatch, and less gas emissions. Since overfishing can cause a decrease in the wild fish population and bycatch leads to a decrease in marine life, sustainable fish farming practices can be a better alternative if best practices are used. While there has been controversy surrounding the water contamination from aquaculture, most U.S. fish farms are raising standards around their practices. Additionally, some aquaculture practices farm tilapia to support the growth of plants without using soil, and therefore contribute to the production of salads, greens, and herbs for use at farmers markets. Finally, most fish farms are built closer to major cities, making transportation more convenient, and therefore there's a decrease in gas emissions. What about the smaller fish that are used to feed farm fish? Growing worms and insects and mixing it with omega-3 rich algae is a fish food solution that is more sustainable. Over 50% of human fish consumption is farm-raised, and the percentage is likely to increase in the future. While neglecting wild-caught fish altogether might not be the ultimate solution, consuming a combination of wild and farm fish is more realistic. When shopping for fish, consider the source and origin to avoid fish coming from contaminated waters. Food labels can help consumers make informed choices. Look for these labels when buying. Some good wild options include Alaskan salmon, Atlantic mackerel, and sardines. Good farmed options include salmon that is raised responsibly in the U.S. Buy fish high in omega-3 such as Arctic char, rainbow trout, and oysters, as well as seafood low in mercury like shrimp, salmon, canned like tuna, tilapia, cod, and catfish. Eat smaller fish and avoid predatory fish such as shark, tilefish, swordfish, and big-eyed tuna since they can contain higher levels of mercury.